Hey, how y'all doing today? This is Nate with the Rule of Thirds with Chris and Brennan. How are y'all
What's
doing
up?
today?
What's
What's
going on,
going on? What's
guys?
going on?
What's happening?
And today we're reviewing The Bad Batch, Episode 2. You know,
Two.
it snuck up on us
Bad
actually.
Batch,
Yeah.
It literally a funny
Numero
story.
Dos.
I was tossing and turning in bed. I had to get up early the next day and I couldn't sleep. And I get this text message from Nate and it said, uh, episode 2 drops. And I'm thinking, oh shit. What happened? Like, what
Mm.
did they pull it? Like, what happened now? I'm thinking like some other Gina Carano shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, they dropped it. Like, what? We only got one episode. Meanwhile, like I was like half asleep. I had no idea. And then it dawned on me, I was like, oh, it just came out. So at about Nate, I forget what time it was you
It
texted
was
me,
like
but it
like
was
2 in the morning.
it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, okay. So I watched it. I'm laying in bed and shit. I watched it, I mean, half an hour. Good show though. I enjoyed it, but it was just funny. I was like, episode 2 dropped. I'm like, oh, they didn't drop the whole damn series. But I digress. I was going through some things, My bad. My bad. But yeah, man, we got episode 2, shorter episode, half an hour. A
Half
lot.
an
I think
hour.
a lot happened in a half an hour.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's crazy. It was half an
Brennan,
hour, but it felt like
Brennan, go ahead, take
an
it
hour
away,
and a
man.
half episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A
It's
lot happened, but go ahead.
it's crazy. It was crazy. I mean, it was a good episode. I mean, I'm assuming that these next couple episodes are going to be like half hour like this. I think it was like that first episode. It was just kind of like that grand premiere, like that. Plus, it was like on the fourth, so
Sure,
you
sure.
kind of had to go in, go big, go home.
Understandable.
It was a great episode, honestly. It was a great episode. We got to see a lot of different things. We got to see a couple. So pretty much, we know Order 66 from what we used to know it as to what we know it as now is like completely different, which is okay. It's not like a bad thing, right? Because like
Mm-hmm.
now, like we get to see that a lot of clones really like actually survived, like been turned. Like it wasn't like the like nobody was on the Jedi side. Like we got to find see another clone that was not taken over by the Order 66 chip that was programmed and all
Sure.
the clones, and we got to see that he also like has like a family and like everything like that, and he's trying to kind of escape, and you get to see the whole again the change between the galactic the republic to the like galactic empire. You get to see like that transition, you know what I mean, when they were
Yeah.
talking about like the chain codes, and like I feel like they're
Mm-hmm.
really highlighting that, and I like it, honestly. Like this is like the first thing we've like really seen where they're really highlighting like, yo, like this is like what it was like before, this is how it is like now, and this is how people are adjusting to it now. Like this is like
Right.
how like a lot of citizens on across all the planets are like reacting to and adapting to like this new change in government, essentially. And like seeing like the empire pretty much like label everyone, give everyone chain codes so they can keep track of everybody and track them. Like just seeing this new regime take over is just kind of crazy. But you know, we got to see the Omega and Hunter's developing relationship, and him kind of like becoming like this fatherly figure to her, and he doesn't really know how to treat her. He's kind of like, yeah, like you're kind of like a, I'm trying to not teach her like he's kind of treating her like a soldier at first, and meanwhile, like she's like a kid, and you kind of get to see how sheltered she was. Like she doesn't even know how to like play like a simple catch ball or
Yeah.
catching
She didn't
game.
know what
Yeah.
dirt
So
was.
what do you say?
She didn't know what dirt
Right.
was. She
Yo,
never
like
experienced dirt before.
Yeah,
when she got off the
right,
ship and she did
right,
she grabbed the handful of dirt. I mean that
right,
it was like,
right. Yeah, she didn't
wow.
even know. Yeah, it was crazy. Like she's like, you really got to like get a feel of like dang, like she's really like sheltered from the world on when she was on Camino. Like she hasn't seen anything.
Hmm.
So that was like really crazy. I thought that was like really really shocking. But
Any,
you
any
see
any
her getting like a little bit of
surprises?
trouble.
Any surprises for you? Any disappointments? Anything you might have predicted, or you were just like, "Whoa, I didn't see this." I mean, anything like that? Or was it just kind of just okay, another episode?
So my surprise was that apparently Rex had stopped by like not too long ago, like the
Right,
day before.
right.
I was
Literally the
like,
day before.
hold on, what? Like I
Yeah.
was like, wait,
Now,
Rex stopped by like the day before.
now. Okay, so here I go again. I said this at the last episode.
Mm.
I'm not the most versed. Maybe both of y'all can kind of help me out with this. Rex, Cody, that was Echo's crew, right? Or
That was
who were
Echo's original
who?
crew, I
Okay,
believe.
now who were those guys? Because I've seen like younger versions of these guys. I've seen older versions of these guys. Like who are you talking about? Commander Cody and Rex. Who are these guys?
So they were like the
In the
head
Clone
of
Wars.
like all the clones for the most part. Like
Okay.
like they got direct orders from like Obi-Wan. Like they were like he was like his very close like
Like
clone
person,
like teammate essentially. They fought a lot of battles together and
Okay.
what were you saying, Nate? Go ahead.
he was like his little under general, like almost in a way. Like he
Yeah.
pretty
He was
much
like his right hand man in the clone army, 100%.
Okay. So
Yeah, like
okay.
more Commander Cody was to Obi-Wan, and Commander Rex was like Ahsoka, Anakin kind of. Like he was like their
Ah.
kind of like right hand man type thing. So, like they're pretty like prominent, like respected clones in the clone army. So
So is it safe to say, and not any way sort of foreshadowing, um, just because and maybe it's too early for that this episode too, but is it safe to say that when we start hearing names like Rex and Cody, that may lead into Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, seeing where they're at in this time? I mean,
yes,
is it too soon?
no, I 100% think we're gonna see Ahsoka in the series, 100%,
I said in the first
Okay.
episode that I
100%.
think this series that can very well spin off from like little mini stories. Like I said, it's 16 episodes. That's a lot of
It's a lot of episodes,
episodes.
100%, because Season 7 of Clone Wars, we saw Ahsoka battling the Order 66 and pretty much getting a droid to take the chip out of Commander Rex's head. So we know, like,
He's not
they're
under that.
together. They were together at the end of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, good
So
point. Good point.
hearing, like, with this picking up literally directly after Order 6, like, during Order 66 and after, we know they're at least still together, right? So like they
Okay.
keep dropping his name like Commander Rex, Commander Rex. Like Ahsoka has to be with this man. And I think what they're gonna do is try to track him down and find him and like really like talk to him and ask him like what's going on. And I think I'm like almost 100% we're gonna see Ahsoka. 100%.
That would be
Okay.
dope.
Book it.
Nate,
Book it.
what about you, man? What did you think? Your surprises, disappointments? Episode 2, like I said, half an hour.
I wasn't
got a little
disappointed.
bit,
Like
but we got a lot.
I didn't in the Rex thing. I don't think there was a bunch of surprises, but I was still really, really entertained with like the entirety with the episode anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the whole transition, like showing I forgot the little girl's name. I think that was
So, Omega.
yeah, Omega, like her playing with the other kids and stuff like that, and not understanding like even how to play catch and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And what's him trying to, Hunter trying to get her like you should go with them, like so you can have a normal family and stuff like that. She's like,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Right. That
that's
was really
cool and
powerful.
all.
I
And the
enjoyed
mom,
that.
and even like the mom is like, I mean, at the end of the day, she's like, do you want to come with this guy? At the end of the day, like this is kind of like your decision, like if you want to come with us or not. And like she doesn't. And
I
I
mean,
thought that was kind of a wild thing.
time out. And remember where we left off with that, Nate. Let's just go back to this family we meet. Okay. So they leave forgive me, the clone facility. Omega goes with them. They're going to I forget the name of the planet. Essentially, they're going to see
The
another
defected
clone.
trooper.
His name is Cut. What do we know about this guy? Tell me what do we know about this guy? Is he another defective clone? Like was
He's
he
not a
there in Order
defective
66?
clone,
Like
but he
what is his backstory? Do we know what do we know about him?
like I don't know how, like, but either his ship is just ineffective or because I'm not sure how he actually wasn't effective. I'm not sure actually 100% sure of his backstory actually.
Mm-hmm. Like was
Right.
he did he fight with Cody and Rex? Is that why he has a rapport with them? He obviously knows Hunter and the Bad Batch. Like I mean, it wasn't anything that they were unfamiliar to this dude. You know what I mean? Like what? I mean, it was, for him to essentially know essentially what's going on, and really not really know who this dude is was kind of like strange. But I guess Nate, to your point, and I'll let you continue. Hunter had no issues with like leaving Omega with him and his family. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That was the
He
kind of
seems to
part,
be in the
and like
know,
I said, I don't know. You know, what I mean, I'll just
but
say that. But this guy's got to have a
like I
backstory.
was saying, maybe I missed something. Like I don't know, maybe Britta, like I may have missed something, but I'm unfamiliar with it.
There's this episode in the Clone Wars where I forget, like it's like a distant like memory from me, but I think the way they know each other is like I think Cup ran away and like he had a mission and I think he like ran away or something and like the Bad Batch actually went to go track him down and like realized like he had a family, started a family and all that, and like he didn't turn him in or something like that. Either the Bad Batch or Commander
Ah,
Rex, something like that. It was an episode of the Clone Wars though.
so
But that's where he's
he
from.
essentially like defected.
Right. So he kind
Yeah.
of left and decided to just kind of create a family. He didn't want to like fight because I think he had like a mission where he like almost died or like he failed at the mission, something like that. From what I recall, I'm trying to look it up, but I think
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
happened. I believe I'm
Okay.
almost certain that's what happened, and so that's where he knows him from. Commander Rex, that's how he knows him. I think he was like he found out about him and like
Mm-hmm.
having like they thought he died, but instead he was like living like a different life and had like a family and everything. And just Commander Rex decided not to turn him in. So I think that's how they know each other, and I think that's how the Bad Batch know of him.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure. Right.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
would say,
Yeah.
but I was say, what about the chip work? I still don't know how.
The chip part, that I don't know for him. I'm like really trying to find out because I was looking like to see what episode he was in, is like trying to watch it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about
Mm-hmm.
him. There has to be a reason, but I'm not quite sure about
This
it.
chip just didn't work.
I mean, it's crazy. This whole inhibitor chip thing. Let's just rewind it back to Revenge of the Sith, and you see Palpatine give the order. You see essentially what happens with Order 66, and
Hmm.
now they're diving into this sort of the clones were pre-programmed, and it was this code word, and it would trigger them to do this. And
Hmm.
now we're getting all this information that like, well, okay, well maybe not every clone got the code, not every clone was susceptible to it. All this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Nate, I'll ask you first. Where are we going with this whole inhibitor chip? Like, is this part of? I mean, I guess yes, the bigger plan was Order 66, but it also at the same time was like it wasn't 100% foolproof. You know what I mean? Like, is this? I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't want to say like it's a half-ass attempt to essentially
Yeah.
describe a huge thing, but it's like oh yeah, it didn't work for him. Oh okay, what did work for them? It worked for these guys, but it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
just kind of getting that vibe. You know what
he
I
had a
mean? Maybe
cold.
I'm
He had a
wrong.
cold that day, and it had his status all clogged up.
Yeah,
So like the chip
right.
there wasn't effective that day. So
That day.
I mean, I guess what it does allow for me at least is to give these other clones different stories. You take
yeah, I
Cut, you
got
take the
you.
Bad
For
Batch,
sure.
you know what I mean, and you can kind of see how they're dealing with the thing. We watched episode 1 where Order 66 was going down, and these cats are like, "What's happening?" Like
Right.
we
Right.
even see with Crosshairs an extent where it the code partially was received, but it wasn't. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
I guess we see that kind of sort of faulty, forgive the term, hardwiring. You know what I mean? Where like it was successful, but it wasn't successful. You know what I mean?
Hmm. See, I
Um,
like it because I feel like it gives it a lot of depth
right, right. I agree. I agree.
to Order 66, and I like
Yeah,
that honestly.
I liked it. It wasn't like 100% foolproof because that would make
Right,
it like
exactly. Right. It's just like what, you know what I mean? Like imagine everyone just starts turning. I like that
Look,
there's like, defectiveness here. And like outside of like the Bad Batch, or isn't like too much defective that like Echo like was kind of messed with, you know what
I
I mean?
think
So you
there are
kind of know why
other.
he didn't get the chip, but like everyone pretty much did. Like even Commander Cody did. Like
I
he
think
also turned like
that was episode 7 in
that.
Clone Wars, right?
Well, no,
right?
Commander Cody was
Or I'm
episode
sorry,
3.
season 7.
Yeah,
Season
yeah.
7.
So
I said
no,
episodes.
Commander
Season
Rex
7.
was episode 7 of Clone Wars. Commander Cody was actually Revenge of the Sith. Like he was like in there on Utapau with like Obi-Wan when they were fighting General Grievous, and he turned like right there. Yeah, yeah. Commander Cody was there.
Cody's in Revenge of the Sith.
He's in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Dude, you gonna make me go watch back and watch that movie again?
Yeah,
Really?
on Utapau when they're fighting General Grievous, that's Commander Cody when they're like fighting against all the droids on Utapau, and then he was the one who I'm pretty sure shot at Obi-Wan when he was on the little animal climbing like the mountain. I'm pretty sure he's the one who shot at him. Yeah, Commander Cody was there, and the Commander Rex was the one who turned in Clone Wars, and like you watched season 7, like he only like didn't turn because like Ahsoka kidnapped him, like got a droid to like yank it out of his head.
Right.
Outside of the Bad Batch, I mean, like everyone pretty much like did, but you still see like layers to it that like it's
Like,
it makes it a little bit more interesting. I feel
in
like.
the comics,
So.
there were a couple of groups of clones that didn't turn, even though Order 66, and like obviously the Bad Batch, but like they'd help some of the Jedi say because there were multiple Jedi that actually ended up getting away, and some were aided by clones, like they get away. So like I forget, I'll look it up and stuff like that. But there were a couple of instances where the clones helped Jedi get away. So like it definitely didn't affect 100%. And there were a bunch of clones. Like there were thousands of clones. Even if it was like 99% effective, that means like one out of every 100 clones it didn't work on. Like so there, I mean, like there were definitely probably some clones where it just didn't function or stuff like that. Like, and I'm pretty sure the Bad Batch weren't the only people that they ever, like, they may have been the only ones they ever tried to give heightened ability to, but they're probably not the only ones they ever experimented on or anything like that with. Like,
interesting.
Right, and it, like you said, it like gives the clone a more personality. You get to hear like each of their story and stuff.
Yeah,
so they're not just repetitions and copies of Jango Fett. They actually are our individual people.
Yeah, you know what? I said that in the first episode, and y'all kind of let me slide. I appreciate that, but I know y'all was kind of like, cussing me out under your breath. I could kind of tell because I said it. I was like, yeah, they're just clones of Jango Fett. And you were just like, y'all were like, yeah, okay, Chris, and I was just like, okay, but I could tell. I was like,
foundation wise, that is what they are.
I was like, I might have said something.
They got the same voice actor for each clone. Like, that's what they are.
Man's getting paid. Just talking to himself.
I was thinking that. I'm like, it's so funny because this man is literally speaking like the entire show, bro.
Right.
Like, this man has to be getting paid.
He got the most lines. He got the most lines.
Literally, only he talks half the time.
It's not the actor who plays Jango Fett, is it? It's another voice actor. It's not the guy who plays.
Voice actor. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like the only one that talks. Wow. Like outside of like Crosshair, he's the only one that talks. Like, literally.
Maybe Tech. Tech sounds slightly different than else,
Tech 2. Yeah, Tech 2 as well.
Funny.
All right, so we're with Hunter and the crew. They're on this new planet with Cut and his family. Omega's outside playing ball. We see her essentially kind of start to open up. We see something I thought was pretty cool. We see, for the first time, we see Hunter kind of take that sort of like father role, and he kind of reacts all wrong. You know what I mean? And when the little, not little, but when that whatever that cat was or whatever that monster was came out of the woods.
The same one that sliced Padme in episode 2. Yeah, that monster.
Yes. Yeah. I don't remember the name, but I did see that. I guess we did see that in the movie. But yeah, you see Hunter react this kind of way, and you see him lacking essentially those father skills, whether that's intentional, whether that's just the soldier in him, whatever the case may be. And then he has this revelation like, I'm not cut out for this. Like, she's better off with this family. What were you guys thinking when that happened?
I thought she wasn't gonna do it from the go, like legit, like legit. I just like she's just her personality doesn't lend to her just going with this family. Like, so I was like, at the end of the day, I figured she wasn't gonna do it. Now, how she ended up coming back was kind of cool. I thought, like, when they were actually all kind of in some, they were legit in trouble, and she kind of like ran back, kind of
Mm-hmm.
helped out. So I was like, good, cool.
Okay. Okay. Brandon, what about you?
So I was like, heck no, she's not gonna go. This show would end right here. I think
See,
she
you know
got
what?
introduced to the. She just got
See,
introduced to the show yesterday.
I thought
Like,
I thought it was going to be on some, and maybe I'm saying this, prematurely. Did anyone else get the whole Bando Grogu feeling at that moment? You know what I mean?
100%,
Okay, cool.
100%. I think
Um,
that like I think they like really like trying to get that connection back, and I did have that feeling, and
so
I was just like,
I have a theory about that, and remind me when we go into it at the end to bring that back up. But anyway,
okay,
I was
okay,
thinking she would go, and it would be like, you know, they get captured or something, rescue attempt, get Omega, get the family, that kind of thing. That's what I
yeah,
was thinking. You know what I mean?
right,
That was my first thought. Okay, she's gonna go, but the whole those little Burt CDs that Tech made to get them on the ship, were going to fail. Then
mm,
they were going to have to go back and rescue them. That was my first thought. But yeah, I mean, the way she comes back, I thought it was funny of how they, to get those, I forget the net, gene code,
chain codes.
Chain
chain
codes.
codes, sorry, chain codes. I
Mm.
thought it was hilarious how Tech was like, yeah, well, they're gonna have to come and get our shit. I thought that was hilarious. Hunter's like, wait, they're gonna do what? Yeah, they gotta, come and get our shit. I thought that was dope. I thought the fact that,
yeah,
that
yeah,
that Omega was on the ship was kind of cool, and you
that was
kind of could
funny.
you could kind of see how she would be somehow involved with that ending.
Mm,
But yeah, anyway, I thought it was cool though how not really cool, but I just him kind of coming to terms of like, yeah, I'm not really cut out for this whole like dad stuff. She
mm,
needs to go with this other family. Nate, to your point, she's defiant by nature. Um, I think. Let me ask you guys this question. We don't really know what she is,
right.
but can you guys start to see the sort of like character traits that she's starting to pick up from each one of the Bad Batch? Like we saw her with the gun in the first
Mm,
episode, and
mm,
then we saw this sort of defiant nature in this one. Of just like, no, I'm not going with them. Like I left with you, and I'm
mm,
staying with you. Like
right.
I saw that was just like it's almost like a spitting image of like Hunter. Like, this sort of defiant. No, we're not doing this. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong, but what did you guys think about that?
I definitely think being around the group of like the Bad Batch is definitely. I think it's just rubbing off on her as a character, someone who's been so sheltered. Like essentially their whole existence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how the cloning process goes if she actually started off as like a baby or not. Like I mean, I'm just not sure.
Right.
Like
I mean, go ahead.
I do think she's a clone of someone completely different though, and I'm not sure who yet. Uh,
That is like the biggest question about Omega. Like, what
um,
is she a clone of? Who is she a clone of?
See, and I guess at some point, well, so I don't even know if are we and Brendan and Dave. I'll defer to y'all. Y'all have watched the Clone Wars and Rebels. Like, is it too soon to start foreshadowing that far? I mean, we got how many more episodes left?
14.
14.
14. Like, that's a lot.
That's a
Oh
lot
A
of
my
lot of
God, that's a
episodes.
lot.
episodes. That's a lot of episodes.
Filoni's good. We're gonna get that filler episode where it's just not gonna make any sense to what's going on. like
For sure.
and I
100%.
thought it was this one, but I was just like, no, this isn't it. But like it's
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 gonna be
it's gonna be
episode 3
we're gonna be
watch.
talking one of those episodes where we're like, what the hell happened? You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but I mean, are
Going
you
based off of
guys?
the
I
Mandalore.
guess what I'm saying is, are y'all and just how Star Wars is and trying to figure things out and put the pieces together. Like, are we there yet to start diving into the possibilities, or do we need? Obviously, we need more information. But
Mm.
what more information? I guess is the question I'm trying to ask. What more information do y'all need to really start putting the pieces together to figure out who this little girl is, what her purpose is, what she's really there for?
I need to
Honestly,
start.
like, mm,
I need to see if she starts doing some other things. Like I've seen her shoot the gun and stuff like that. And to me, she also had that one moment when they were locked up with our crosshair when she was like, "I know what you're going to do," and it was like, because something tells me like whoever she's cloned of may have had abilities, and not everybody who has abilities who are force sensitive or Jedi. Like
mm,
in the realm of Star Wars, there are plenty of just force sensitive beings in the world
Right.
that aren't necessarily Jedi's. There are witches and stuff like that who are just force sensitive.
Right.
So like she could if they clone someone who was just or tried to clone someone who is force sensitive or tried to synthetically make a clone that is force sensitive,
mm,
like, and they achieved it at some type of level, like that could be what Omega is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right. She definitely does possess a good, like, an impressive skill of foresight. We've only really seen like two displays of it. Nate, like you described them. So I feel like I need to see more of
yeah,
her
that's what I
talents.
say. I
I
would
don't know
need
if
to
I saw
see.
much of it in episode two. I'm trying to think back if there was like any like foresight she had in episode two, but you know, I don't think so. I feel like just maybe a more display of her talents.
See, here I go again, and I think it's way too early. I think it's way too early to really dive into
Yeah,
any of this. I think
for sure.
I think it's going. I think we're going to see, and maybe this is just me skipping ahead of what we think we're going to see that we always talk about. I think we're going to see that bond and everything develop with her and Hunter and the crew and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to get that feeling, and I think it was done on purpose. And this is the point I was trying to make about 10 minutes ago. That sort of Mando Grogu kind of connection. I think that was done on purpose. And I think there's going to be a huge twist in all this. It's going to be like, oh yeah, we didn't see this coming. This
Hundred
this ain't
percent.
this ain't Mando and Grogu.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Now I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. I'm not saying any of that kind of stuff. Like both of you said, yes, I think there's a lot more information we need. I just I don't know if it's time to I'm there's no secret here. We watch other videos and all this kind of stuff and reviews. And I hear people trying to just dive in it. Okay, well she's this and she's that and she's got to be this and she has.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's just
staying away
like
from all those.
man, it's episode 2. Like I don't know if we're
I
there
mean,
yet.
it's still
I
Right.
just
crazy
I don't think
early.
we're there yet. I don't have enough
no.
evidence to start
Right.
speculating.
And this
Okay. Cool.
episode here didn't really dive more into the character. It was more like relation building. So I'm like, it's
Right.
not like you got a whole bunch of who they were in this character more. There was like it was literally a relation building character, well,
Right.
relation building episode. Like, so I mean, yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it's definitely
it's
a little
almost
bit
like
early.
I think some people are looking at it like she's already the main character, and I don't think she is. Like I
She's
don't.
just a character with the
I
Bad Batch. I think.
I don't
I
feel
I,
like she is.
I
No.
don't I don't think she is.
I
I
think the
think
main
she's
character is Hunter, if anything. I think it's Hunter, if anything. Um,
I think right now it is, but
right.
there's that whole dynamic with Crosshair. There's the whole dynamic with forgive me for saying this, but Omega's guardian, like the fact she opened the door and all this kind of stuff, and Omega's guardian's boss was kind of leery, like, yeah, what are you doing? Like I think all that stuff's just going to come back full circle later on down the road. I think this whole inhibitor chip. I think Target. I don't know. I think there's way too much going on. And Nate,
Mm.
you've been saying it. There's 14 more episodes. Like I don't. I'm just not ready to like commit. That's the what I'm over. I'm not ready to commit to anything yet. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not. I'm not.
there's a lot of episodes to go here. There's a lot of story, a lot of backstory to cover. Well, a lot of these characters. So I mean, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy they're not showing their hand too early because then I mean, what are you gonna do for 14 more episodes?
Yeah,
Right.
Brandon. I
Right.
guess this is a question for you. You kind of um, dove pretty deep into Clone Wars and episodes. Like when if I had to say, hey, Brennan, like when this thing starts picking up.
If it's anything like Clone Wars season 7, probably not till like episode 10.
Really?
I'm just joking.
Wow.
Only because Clone Wars season 7, we had that whole freaking
Ahsoka
those two
and
sisters, and it was interesting, it was cool and all, but it had nothing to do with the main story, honestly.
Right, and then
it
the last
just,
4 episodes is all about the main story.
Yeah, the whole life, and they were like the best episodes of the entire series.
Yeah,
true. So it was just I honestly could have had all of season 7 without that whole middle section there. I don't feel like it led to any development for.
So you think we could be going in that direction where there's just like episodes and then it just takes a turn and you're just like, you're just like 100 miles an hour. This is what's happening. This is what's going on.
I'm gonna say my episode will probably be like episode 4. Episode 4.
I was gonna say 4 or 5.
Episode 4, episode 5.
I was gonna say 4 or 5 because I don't know how many seasons of the Bad Batch is going to be, so they don't have that build up. They don't have that same amount of time to build up the back here. Like Ahsoka in season 7 in Clone Wars already had a bunch of character build up. Like you knew who Ahsoka was, and you kind of knew who all these other characters were in season 7 as well. At this point in time, it was just watching events that you kind of knew from other episodes finally happened from this other perspective.
Sure.
So it was like it was just a bit of all these other characters. You knew you got a bunch of backstory for all these characters. It was finally just that big wrap up. So you could for a big event that you already knew. So with the Bad Batch, it's not that. Like for the most part, the Bad Batch, this is like we still need to get a backstory for all of, if not most of these characters. Like we know that we still know the Bad Batch was experimented on, but we don't know anything kind of about those experiments still. Like we have.
So you think we're gonna get like a deep dive into each one of them?
I would hope so over the span of 14 years.
And Wrecker and okay, wow, okay,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, no,
I would hope over 14 episodes, like some type of info on all of them. Like,
I mean, you bring up a good point, Nate. I mean, the name of the show is the Bad Batch, so you bring up a good point. Yeah, you bring up a good point. Kind of make it what makes each one of them unique. What makes each one of them tick, essentially. That's a real good point. Yeah.
And they said like those 5 weren't like the only 5 that were ever experimented on to do that. They were just like the only 5 that ever like survive being in the experiments. Like they would be like super soldiers. So like when they asked how many were there, they were like 5. Like that's it. Like that's all this valid. They weren't the only 5 they ever tried it on though. Like
interesting. So I guess we've kind of have a pattern and sort of outline of how we look at things here, and I noticed one thing right off the bat, like and not to start comparing and contrasting. I won't do that. I'll just say this in a kind of a blanketed way. Some of the series that we've reviewed, there's been that sort of foreshadowing, that little nugget at the end of one episode that you make us think something about the next episode. This one, they just flew off. And Omega and Hunter had the little talk. I need more to learn. Yeah, so do I. And that was it. Like there wasn't a whole lot of foreshadowing.
Star Wars. Next
I feel like episode 3 is really going to go down.
You're going to get an announcer dude coming in, and he's going to talk at the beginning. He's going to make everything all right. He's going to
What'd you say? What'd you say, Nate? You said Tarkin?
No, I said episode 3, you're going to get like an announcer dude who's going to announce that what's happening in the episode, and he's going to make everything all right. He's going to be like,
oh, okay, the announcer dude. Okay.
That's my man.
Brandon, you said, what did you say? You said something.
I said, yeah, no, episode 3, I feel like something's going to go down for sure.
Okay.
I think they were like, all right, like we got this friendly relationship. Now we're gonna dive into it. We got to have one of those like space battles. Omega's gonna be like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
Because we don't even know where they're going. They just flew off the planet. We don't even know. We don't even know where the hell they're going.
Yeah, right. I think they're gonna look for Rex because he was just there with Cut not long ago. I think that's who they're looking for. But I think they're gonna have some trouble along the way. 100%. They're gonna get into some starship battle or something. You know,
That'd be
we got to at
cool.
least have one of those. You know, we got to have one of those a series. You know, so
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I think episode 3 will be a little bit more interesting though, for sure.
Okay. Last question. And we probably end it on here. Are y'all entertained so far? Are y'all enjoying it?
I
We're
am
2 episodes
actually.
in. Okay.
I am.
What if you had to like sum it up as far as, hey, I've never seen it, sell me on the Bad Batch, episode 1 and 2. Sell it to me real quick.
I would say the Bad Batch is. It's probably not anything you haven't actually seen before, but it's really,
Mm-hmm.
really good fucking storytelling.
Ah, okay.
100%.
And so, yes, it's a lot of stories, tropes that you've probably seen before, like, but I mean, some stories just because you've seen it before doesn't make it bad or make it boring. Definitely, if it's told in a really, really good way, and I definitely think, so far from what I've seen, it's been told in an interesting way that I've been digging so far. So yeah, I've been enjoying the episode, like,
Cool.
and I look forward to the next one in about 6 hours.
Yeah. Brandon, what about you? Entertained?
Um,
Um,
I'm
you
very
know.
entertained.
Okay.
I'm very entertained. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it a lot. Like you said, Nate, like the storytelling is definitely there. Um, the development of the characters, I feel like, is already there for me, and then the relationships that they have, and I'm just every single episode, I kind of just want to see where they go from there. I feel like it's just been solid. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's been solid, and the first episode I thought was honestly great. I loved it. And the second episode was like solid, like it wasn't bad, like it wasn't like off the charts amazing. It was just solid. It was good, you know.
It
So
was a
it
good
made me so
relationship.
excited
But
for
it,
episode 3.
it
You
was
know,
it was a relationship building episode, and I respect that
hundred
because
percent, right?
over 16
100%.
episodes, you can afford to kind of build a relationship between the
Yeah,
characters.
definitely.
Okay,
Like, I
that's
think
so,
that's
so so for
important.
me, yeah, so for me, I guess my quote unquote sales pitch would be like, hey, there's definitely some connections here to some iconic events that have happened in the Star Wars, pantheon and everything that's going down. It connects to that, but there's like so much more coming.
Mm,
There's
right,
14 more episodes. You know what I
right.
mean? Like as we
They'll be like,
always
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you know the last sequel trilogy, right? Well, it's the exact opposite of that, so you'll enjoy it. I promise.
It's good
Okay.
storytelling. It doesn't
All
make
right.
you hurt when
Okay.
you heard it when you
Okay.
watch it.
Here's something I want to ask. Oh God, and I already know the can this is about to open. Okay. And I know the answer, but just kind of elaborate for both of you if you don't mind.
Mm.
Is there? Do you feel and are you cool with that sort of trust in Dave Filoni and what he's doing?
Is he what? Say that again.
I said, is there, that trust that you have?
Mm.
Are you okay with it? Are you cool with it? And is that one of the reasons why you're okay with just 2 episodes of Clone Wars because Dave's going to deliver?
Well, what he did with the Clone Wars, I mean, I got some good faith. I mean,
Okay.
I enjoyed the Clone Wars
so
overall,
so
honestly.
And
at this
he's
time,
doing this. This is his thing. This isn't Kathleen Kennedy. This isn't the prequels. This isn't the
Listen,
last three.
whoa. We don't have the prequels in the group with the last
I'm sorry.
3.
I meant the last. I mean
the
what were
sequels,
the 7, 8, 9 sequels. I'm sorry.
the
I told you,
sequels.
man. I told you, man. I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm putting all this together.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm just saying, people hate the prequels. I don't know why.
No, but I guess what I'm saying
No,
is
not
like,
compared to
is
them
that
sequels. No,
the sequels? The sequels I meant the sequels, not the
Okay,
prequels. I'm sorry.
you're good.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Holy hell. But I guess what I'm saying is like, are you cool with like where things are at with like Dave, and because you just have that relationship with him, you have that trust, you have that sort of like, okay, he's going to deliver because he's done it in the past. Is that are we at that point? You know what I mean? Are y'all cool with Dave? Like, yeah, it's going to be hot. You know what I mean? Dave
I feel
Filoni's doing it,
like
not Kathleen Kennedy. You know
I
what I
feel like
mean?
I have enough trust where I can trust him. I still think he's like I'm not gonna lump him in the Kathleen Kennedy category. I think I can
I
trust
know
him.
you will. Yeah, I know you will.
I think I can trust him, and I think he's definitely shown that he's capable of like producing definitely good, entertaining content and video. So I believe that he like when I see his name on a Star Wars product, I don't look away.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Nate.
I like Dave Filoni actually. So I mean,
Okay.
He's had a pretty good track record with me. Definitely when it comes to Star Wars, he hasn't done anything that has made me hurt to watch. So and that's good. That's good. Typically, I feel pretty good after watching this stuff. I feel pretty healthy still. It's great. So
Okay.
so yeah, I mean,
Okay.
and like I said, I haven't watched Star Wars as much as Brennan did. Like, I still haven't finished season 7, and I watched 1 through 6, but like it was kind of like a pretty good while ago now. So I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna say I remember everything detail for detail through all the
I
seasons.
don't remember everything in season 1 through 6 either.
Yeah,
1 through 6 was way too long.
So like
I skipped a lot of episodes in 1 through 6. To be honest with you,
I did. Brennan was like, Chris, have you seen season 7 of Clone Wars? I'm just like, no. No. You gotta watch it. I'm like,
season 7 was it.
Okay. And I was watching it, and like the first 5 episodes, I was just like, the hell is going on? And then it just went into another gear, and I was just like, oh
yeah,
this is what he was talking about. And I guess that's what I was trying to get to with that sort of like relationship with Dave and the trust in Dave Filoni and his products and how he does his thing. Just because I know there's the other side of Star Wars where there isn't. That trust has been lost. That trust has been, a lot of people have been hurt. A lot of people were hurt.
For sure.
So I guess what I was really asking you is do you trust Dave with Bad Batch? You trust Dave?
I do.
We're good. We're in a good spot. Everything's cool. Everything's gonna work itself out. This is about to be dope. Okay, cool. That's what I was really trying to get to. Okay, cool.
100%.
Cool.
100%.
If you trust him, I trust. I do trust him because the Mandalorian's been dope. That's his thing. So him and John Favreau. So okay, cool. I don't really know. I mean, episode 3 out of 16. Is there anything we can predict to see? Nate, is there anything we can say?
I don't know. They left us kind of off on a not even a cliffhanger or anything to kind of go up, but like they just kind of went off. So I mean, we'll just see. But
okay.
I'm hoping, like I said, like Brendan said, I hope they're on the way to find Rex. That'd be dope. I would like to see him again. It'd be nice to see him. Nice to meet the camera. Maybe he's with Ahsoka. That'd be kind of dope. If we can see both of them in the series. But I mean, with how they ended it, we don't know.
Right. Right. We don't know.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. With everything else we've been seeing, we've been kind of led on, but what we're going to see next is kind of nice to see when we're just ended.
Okay.
We ain't giving you nothing. Sure.
Think about it. And I guess
think about what you're gonna see next.
Right. That's why I was asking about that whole like trust thing. Like there isn't any cliffhangers. There isn't any. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like worst case scenario. Episode 3 could be trash. Episode 3 could just be like what episode 3 could seriously be the equivalent to episode 2 of Mandalorian season 2. Just what frog lady?
Chris, you hate that episode.
I hated it. I hated it. But,
I understand.
And that's the thing. That's where I'm kind of going with this whole sort of like trust thing. Like, but like after you had episode 1 was dope. Episode 2 was like, who's the frog lady? It was cute to see Grogu eat the eggs and all that. It was cute on that. But it was just like this stuff doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Big ass ice spiders and shit. It didn't make any sense. But after
that was when they were trapped.
Why are you here?
Yeah, it was a weird episode. I kind of liked it.
Why does it matter if this frog lady lives or dies? Like, what is she helping you with?
It just to me, I was just like,
are they Jedi?
But I mean, if you think about it, after that, it just gradually built and got better and better and better.
Oh, 100%.
So that's why I'm saying it's kind of
better than season 1, I think, for me.
Yeah, I would agree. And that's why I'm just like
Luke.
I think knowing Dave, we're probably gonna get one of them episodes. We're just like,
Well,
what the hell, what is this?
For
And
sure.
we'll be talking about it. Like, okay, this is that episode. But we know because we trust Dave. We trust Dave.
Dave is
It's about to turn a
look,
corner, and we're gonna be good.
Dave,
100%.
much like Marvel, hasn't let me down yet.
Oh God.
They haven't let me down.
Oh,
God.
I don't know if I'm putting Dave on the Marvel category.
He's not on Marvel's level.
Oh God. Wait,
but he hasn't let me down yet.
Wait. Oh God.
Because Marvel
I
is on
expect Marvel to deliver
hot
hits at this
streak
point
right
in
now.
time. I just don't expect Dave to let me down. I can say I don't expect both of them to let me down, but I also expect Marvel to make hits. So they're not on the same level
That's
yet.
True.
But
That's
I don't
true.
expect either one of them to let me
that.
down.
Gotcha. I get what you're saying. Like, I think Marvel has a higher expectation of like bangers. Like,
definitely.
we open a can of worms right
so
now.
far, neither one has let me down.
Hey, I'm gonna let them talk. But do y'all remember when I said like 10, 15 minutes ago the can of worms that I didn't want to open? That motherfucker's open. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
I don't think he's.
I'm with you on there, Nate. I'm with you on there because he hasn't let us down yet. That is true.
But no, I don't think he's on Marvel levels of hype yet. Because they've made bangers like pretty much like
on a
every
hot streak right now. A hot streak.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. No, I mean, yeah, y'all go ahead and talk. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
They're like just hot to touch right now. Like Marvel's like really just like just trashing everything, trashing everybody. Like they just aren't missing. Like they're just like a billboard that just like are.
I didn't ran out of shit to drink.
Yeah,
they're just like a bullseye, just like hitting the middle every time right now. But that's
yeah.
All right, we're approaching the 50-minute mark, guys. So I'm
Man, I think this is a good point to call it. Episode 3 is dropping in a handful of hours.
True story.
Definitely, tune in for that. Tune in for what we got coming for you next. We're gonna try and get one out as soon as we can. Nate, he put it out there. He said he was gonna stay up and watch it. We're on the East Coast. I know Disney, they like to drop stuff, Pacific Standard Times, but he said he was gonna stay up. I'm not holding him to that, but he said it. So,
I got it. Ain't enough for me to stay up.
If you're gonna stay up,
dedication.
And he was like, I might just drop something, tonight, for episode 3 while me and Brennan are sound asleep. Go right ahead. Yeah, man, we'll leave it there. Episode 2. I think, to sum it up, we're gradually building. There's a lot more to come. Based off of what these two guys have talked, there's a lot of different ways this thing could turn and twist, and we just don't know yet. There's a lot more coming. Stay tuned. Watch episode 3. Definitely, stay tuned for our little commentary on episode 3. And this is gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a long journey. This ain't no 7 episodes, 9 episodes, 6 episodes. This is gonna be a long journey. So stay along for the ride with that. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Thank y'all. Hey, y'all have a good night.